And yeah, improve it over time. All right. Yeah, finally some mental models. Yeah, these are just tools. Don't fall in love with the tool. Would you fall in love with the fucking pencil? No, right? It's the same thing. Please know who you're building for. So this is kind of cool where, what is this app, right? Everyone knows this is Netflix. This is, again, like for a very like straightforward, like and defined set of audience. And what is this app? Well, I've written it down. It's Aichi in China, but like a North American audience would probably be like, what the fuck is going on here? There's live comments, share to earn prices, a way to screenshot, a way to record GIFs. You can literally, like, you can buy Dolby Atmos for a video, just for that video, for like pennies on the dollar, right? And but this is, again, in China, they're really used to microtransactions, like hyper use, like they don't mind. Like, for example, you can read 70% of a book for free, and then you can pay for every 1,000 words pennies. Like, it's like shit. Like, we would just be like, no, like how many times we just buy books and never read. So it's like this was their effort to get more people to read. But like, one, the infrastructure is not there in the United States with like the large banking systems to like allow for like transactions under a penny, right? But that's possible in China. So it's like, again, know the audience, who you're catering to. This is also like why I asked you the audience question yesterday, right? Is my audience Indians? Is my audience Indian Americans? Is my audience third culture kids? Like, who is my audience? And who am I writing to? And over time, you can define that further and further. And that's across the board, right? Like, I used to have this one creator I was incubating where one day she would sell Pantene ads. The next day she was doing Head and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're losing, your audience is losing trust in you because every day you're pushing a new product, right? So it's like, just be consistent about what it is that you're trying to do and know your audience, because they can also like sift through the bullshit pretty easily. And the easiest way to do that is just being authentic. Yeah, and don't aim for perfection, aim for iteration. This is from, I think it was at Stanford, I'm not sure, I don't recall. It was, but in some college class, a university, it was a photography class, he essentially segmented off his entire class into two audiences. One, all they had to do was take one incredible photo for the entire semester, and they would get an A. And the other is like, over the next 100 days, they had to take 100 photos. And if they did that, no matter if they were trash, they would get an A. Which group do you think produced far better like pictures?
100, maybe 100.
Right.
They got better at it.
They just got better at it because just putting in the reps. So, another one. Yeah, don't aim for perfection. Let's aim for iteration. I also have two kind of like sneak peeks at new mental models that I'm working on. But let's review our shit. This is, whose is this? Where is this guy? Oh, right here. All right. Real talk. I didn't read a fucking word. But, keep going. I bookmarked it, lads. Right? I bookmarked. I was like, yo, there's some knowledge in here. I'll get, and that's what he was going for, I think. And again, like, this post did incredible. But again, I think you said that you didn't spend much time on it.
I wrote it like a month ago, and then like I just kept procrastinating, trying to like edit it and perfect it, because like clearly it's very long, so I kept trying to cut it down, and then I was just like, just post it, and then I just posted it.
Beautiful, yeah. So again, like, which will take me to one of my mental models later on, but love it, dude. I bookmarked it.
Yeah,
I did.
People bookmarked it and liked it.
Yeah, and that's like with posts like that, like, you know, even like being intentional, be like, and me and Jeff used to game this a lot back in the day. We don't do social stuff anymore or that much, but where we're like, okay, dude, this one, it's for bookmarking. It would get like 20, 30 likes, but then you'd have like hundreds of bookmarks. Yeah. It's like all by design. So this post, when I look at it, it's designed to be bookmarked. Whether intentional or not, but it did its job. So yeah, well, the primary action that you want a user to take when they come across this post, they're gonna book because there's free value, free information. Let me just save it. And did really, really well, dude. Good shit. All right, who's this? Everyone saw his new landing page. Any thoughts on it? Any suggestions for our friend?
Feels unbalanced.
Sorry?
It feels like unbalanced to me. You know, I wouldn't used to see, for example, the big pre-order button in the middle, like 99% of my things are like on the left in this case because the text is left aligned. So yeah, no alignment.
So now even just learning the stuff that you learned with chats, you can make this so much better, right? But the other thing, I think this is still a lot better than the one you showed me, right? Where this one's like, okay, cool, I think it's a physical device that I just tap, right? Because not everyone's going to watch this video. No one's got time for it. Because they're transacting with you at this stage in time and then money, right? You're asking them to give 15, 30 seconds of their life. For what in return, right? So it's like, just being explicit about this will take you a lot farther. I also went ahead and just did this for you, where it's like, you can just like simplify it a lot.
Beautiful.
It's the same shit that you've done, right? That's it. But it's just like making, like give an audience a way to like just attach themselves to a few things and then be like, okay, cool. There's 100 units, it's shipping in March, and I can block anything with a tap.
And it's an NFC device.
And then, and then just describing it. It's an NFC device. I did it in 2 minutes, so excuse my typo there, but it's an NFC device that lets you block any distracting apps.
When I showed you, it had like designed against addiction, which doesn't mean anything. And you're like, what is that?
Cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff, though. Appreciate you just going out and shipping it, though. All right, who's this?
Oh, that's me.
Want to talk about it? You shipped this, right?
Yeah, this is my podcast. And basically, I just interview people that are building stuff with no code.
Yep.
The main chunk of the podcast in the middle is just like the demo. So we're sort of building some product or side project together. And I just ask a lot of questions.
I fucking love this, dude. I really did. I saved it to a playlist, and it's an extremely high value video for people that are just trying to ship a no code app. So how can, another one that I saved to watch later, but how can we blow this to 10x views? Any feedback?
The starting picture, like, it's not...
Maybe you start with a thumbnail, right?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. The thumbnail, yeah.
What do you mean?
The title?
Like, the thing that captures the audience's attention. Like, that doesn't particularly...
So change, add a thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
This is
maybe
like
what
this
I
one.
wanted.
Yeah.
And this is really high intent because it's like, people are searching for bubble apps, right? So like, and that's your audience. You just got to funnel them in. So they're going to mostly come through from YouTube search. What's the first thing they're going to see? Your title, description, and the thumbnail. Cool. And just another easy one is cross-posting. There's so many different ways. And I don't see a lot of you guys doing this, hence, and yeah, Hacker News, but hence, okay, I'm jumping ahead a little bit because I want to talk about my mental model. It's fucking great. All right, so yeah, we can use it in cross-post on Bubble, low code, no code, all these different places where you already done the work, bro, right? You've already made the video, posted it on YouTube, you'll fix the thumbnail, adjust the title, you can A/B test there as well. So now it's like, okay, let's get as many different, like you have built this house, let's create more doors for people to come in, right? One door is YouTube search. Can Reddit be another? And it's fine if only one person or no one walks through the door, it's okay, right? It's just the amount of time and effort it took for you to make that video versus the amount of time and effort it'll take for you to make that one door. It's like, it's nothing, right? So why not do that? Hacker News is another place. The worst case in this is like no one walks in through that door, which would be the same as if you never posted, but now you're at least giving it a shot for anyone to walk in through the door. And what's the best case, dude? Just asymmetrical upside. The internet's just a crazy fucking place, right? Where one tweet of yours can blow up and you have all of a sudden 1,000 people coming and checking out that video. So it's like, don't rob yourself of that. You can also like cut up the best parts, work with someone like him, and just be like, all right, let's just ship them out. Again, more doors with even like hiring. I can't tell you guys how many times I've seen like a podcast clip or a product clip on TikTok in short form and then went to YouTube. Like again, exited the app, went onto YouTube, searched for the podcast, and then watched it. Right? So it's like, again, don't rob yourself of those experiences. Okay, perfect. So you're already doing it. Shit, bro. Leave the lecture. Who cares? All right. But no, beautiful. So this, again, finally, fuck. All right. The variable lottery tickets mental model. The first time I'm presenting this, because it's like, it's super important for you guys to kind of like understand this. So imagine a 1 billion Powerball, right? Pretty big Powerball. And you have two options. Option one is you buy one ticket for $2. This is a standard price for a Powerball ticket. Or I can get you 8 tickets for $5. What do you pick? Everyone here? But even though like you're spending $3 extra. Right? Make sense? Anyone here gonna go with this one instead? All right. All right, so in many ways, the internet is just this giant fucking Powerball, right? That's all it is. So you posting on the internet, it's like buying a lottery ticket. So, right? So for example, you post it on YouTube, you could stop there, right? But $3 extra, you cross-posting on Hacker News, Reddit, you can get 10 more tickets for very little effort. So place your bets accordingly. I have a little disclaimer. We do not endorse gambling or betting. Please gamble with what you can afford. But again, it's like barely anything, any effort for you to like just do, like, if you're posting on SoundCloud, also post on your Instagram story, also make a reel on it, also post on TikTok. Like just get your bets in order.
I mean, I imagine that that framing also applies to whatever product you're distributing, making the audience feel as though they're missing out if they don't like get the best off.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the scarcity model, right? I think you did that this week as well, where you had 12 spots or 10 spots, 12 spots, and you're like, okay, only 11 out of 12 gone, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, only one spot left. Fuck, I'll just pull the trigger. Mm-hmm. Who else did that? Someone else did that too. Oh, fuck, I'm blanking. Anyway, but yeah, as you start, I want you to keep one final mental model in mind. This is a crazy one too. This is a wild one. His baby Bolt mental model. The name may change. It's still a work in progress. But is a baby fucking Usain Bolt? Yes or no? No. Who doesn't know Usain Bolt? Everyone knows Usain Bolt? All right. So most of you are like a baby, right? You're learning how to take your first step. You've mastered the art of crawling. But you look around and you see all these other people walking. And you're like, man, you think to yourself, shit, I could do that too, right? You get up, you take your first steps, you try, but you fall. And you're gonna keep falling. But you don't go at this time and think, man, everyone around me walking and running and shit. Like, no, right? Like, you don't think like that. Imagine if you thought like that, if you were a baby. If a baby had context on Usain Bolt, and he just taken the first few steps falling, like, look at that guy, bro. Just like running at 9.8. What the fuck? How am I ever gonna get there? You see how crazy that sounds, but you see how all of you guys do that. So you gotta not care what others think. It's okay if they laugh at you if you fall. It's fine, not a big deal. You gotta just get back up, take more steps, lean on others that can help you, and use the support till you can string that first few steps together. and all of you guys here are there to support each other. We're here for you to get and string those first few steps together. And in an alternate universe, I believe that if a baby had full context and understanding on a person like an Usain Bolt, like they would take 10 times longer to just get their first step. And in many ways, that is you guys. So you guys have full context on what it takes to be great, all the good and bad that comes with it. You have full context on your idols. You want to be like Jobs, Gates, Swift, Drake, whatever the fuck, right? And you want to achieve the great heights or records that they have set. But just try not to think about that, because that will just prohibit you from even stringing those first few steps together. It'll paralyze you. For now, just go and take your first few steps. Stop overthinking. For baby is not Bolt. All right. Finally, assist of the week. Thank you, Kat, so much. Appreciate you. And thank you, Kiran and Somaya, for the banger shots. Cool. That's all. Thank you. Any questions?
Looking back at the video, what do you think did not go too right?
Good question, dude. I think the video in itself, everything was as expected for the most part, and we obsess over the chat too, and how people there's an audible gasp that you can hear when the first time all the people popped up, people stopped typing, and then it's like, oh, that's so it's we couldn't have anticipated a better response from the video, but it's like we're back in the lab again, just kind of do the next ones and things of that nature. But yeah, not much. Because there's so many constraints that were placed, right? Like time as a constraint, resources as a constraint, so many other things to do as a constraint, right? So it's it's fine. We walked 3 steps, we didn't fall. Great. We continue walking.
Okay. How do you balance consistency in design with kind of iterating to find what your design is in a way?
Yeah, so that's why I've put consistency at the last, purely because you'll go through so many iterations till you find something that works for you, and then figure out ways to be consistent.
Okay.
So in the beginning, it's very exploratory for sure. Yes.
I just want to expand on that or ask that. So that kind of goes into every element of developing a personal brand in terms of maybe a landing page or what type of content you like to produce. You're experimenting until you're oh, okay, I'm trying to get the hang of this. This is me, and then you go to optimize for production.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I was actually curious, so I know you spoke about the process a lot. So I was curious, how do you audit that process? How do you figure out okay, this may be where problems are there, yeah.
Yeah, so basically for me it's very subconsciously I'll do that, but now having even gone through the last week or 10 days working on this, the next time we make I know I'm going to optimize the process. There's lots of little tweaks that I can make. So for example, just making sure the script is actually done 1 step prior.
Yeah, I think I'm more curious about when you first approach something that's new. When you you have some sort of process, let's say for content creation, but let's say for me, I'm going from now, I've been writing on Twitter for a while, and I want to start making more short form video content, right? So I have a process for content creation, but that process isn't going to be great for Instagram.
Yep.
Same as what I use for Twitter, right? So how do I maybe make that shift? How do I know what's important in the process that can carry over and sort of what doesn't?
So again, the first few times you just create 3 shorts, right? And just figure just how you would do it normally, right? So maybe ask Ish or someone who's already done that. That's kind of the benefit you have, because some people here already are making short form content. But it's okay, cool. Even if you didn't have that, for example, okay, use a tool that you're familiar with. Maybe you've used CapCut in it before. Maybe when you were 7, you fucking turned up iMovie, right? So just use whatever you have, and then just post it, and then again, you can still work on the narrative, you can still work on the script, and then you can like again look at the feedback, right? Which is like, hey,
All I'm hearing is like just you audit the process by doing.
well, the first thing you'll learn is like, yo, how long did it fucking take for me to make 3 videos, right? If it's taking you 3 days to make it, be like, okay, can I get it to under a day? What do I need to introduce in my workflow that I can get it under a day? Things like that. And then over time, you can keep refining that for sure.
Yeah, but a question about branding. So I'm considering maybe renaming the product that I have, just because there was like a, in the same space, thing with the same name. And I'm sort of stuck between going for something completely imaginative, like Google, for example, or more descriptive. Like there's, for example, a domain, studiesets.ai, that I'm considering. I don't know whether you have any thoughts about what.
How long have you spent on it?
Thinking about it? Not really.
Not really? Just pick one and go for it. Yeah, just pick any, whatever feels. Like, think about it. Like, the best thing I do is like, I'll take like a problem to bed, right? And I'll just wake up and I'll have clarity on it. So pick a few names that you kind of like fuck with, and the domains are available, the handles are available, and then just go with it. You can always rename. Facebook became Meta after God knows how long, right? So it's like, it doesn't matter. All right, thank you so much. Was this fun?